Okay, so we looked at the ability to create a PDF file using the Create PDF tool. We also looked at how you can manipulate pages using the navigation pane. I want to have a look at another tool now. If I go to my tools view, I want to look at the Organise Pages tool, which I just happen to have added to my tools pane. So I'll go back to the document and I'll hit my Organise Pages and I get an interesting view of my document. Instead of a navigation pane down the left-hand side with a small page thumbnail for each page, I actually get the Organise Pages view, which I actually quite like because it gives me a fuller impression of each page thumbnail. And what I quite like is when I rest on a page, I get this little toolbar. And so the sorts of things that this toolbar does is it allows you to rotate pages that you have chosen, even delete pages, and the three dots let you even do more things, like insert a blank page. So it just makes organizing pages when you use this tool really, really easy. So I'm going to counterclockwise rotate this page, and I'm going to clockwise rotate this page. So it's really easy to rotate pages visually, and you've also got these two buttons up here that you can use to rotate your pages. Now the other thing you've got is the ability, of course, to extract pages. Now before you can do all this stuff, also we just need to check that you have the permissions to do this. Whenever you open a file, you can actually go to File and Properties, and at the top is Security, and you can check the security on a document. In this case, it says no security is applied to this document, and you're allowed to print, and you're allowed to change the document, and you're allowed to extract pages, and you're allowed to edit the content. So this is a fairly open document. But some of the other documents you may come across, you can't do certain things, and it may be because of the security settings. So if you ever want to check the security settings, simply go to File and Properties and Security and just check the security settings on this document. Okay, so the security settings obviously allow me to do things, and that's why I was allowed to rotate those two pages. But let's look at extracting pages again. I can, for example, go up to here. It tells me I've got page 5 selected. But I could go up to here and say, look, give me the even pages, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Or give me the odd pages, 1, 3, 5, and 7. Or if I had a rotated page, I could say, give me the portrait pages, which is just page 3, or give me the landscape pages, which is everything but page 3. So this is an option that you can choose, even all pages, if you want to be selective about which pages you're wanting to work with. And I'll just counterclockwise that. I would like to just select a single page, and in this case I want to select just page 4, so I'm going to give it a click. And I want to extract a copy of page 4 to a separate PDF file that I can then email and give to people. So as far as extracting goes, there's an extract option here. And I want to extract this page to a separate file, so I tick this option here. But I don't want to delete the page from this file, so I'm not going to tick this option. And when I click extract, it asks me, where would you like to stick the file? Well, I'll say to the desktop, and OK. And so what happens is it literally extracts the page, there it is there, as a separate file called 4, which I could then right click and rename if I wasn't happy with the name of that file. So there is an option here to rename this file. All right. But I'm just going to bring up my PDF, and that page has been extracted. Now, what if I want to split this document? This document is currently in 8 pages, and maybe I want to split this document into 2 PDF files with pages 1 to 4 on one PDF and pages 5 to 8 in the other PDF. So I split the document based on its pages. To split a document, you've got the split option here. I'll click it, and then I can split it based on file size, bookmarks, but in this case I'm going to choose number of pages. And I have got here 4, which means it'll put 4 pages in one document and 4 pages in another document. So it'll split the document into separate documents of 4. Then I choose output options, and I can put it in the same folder I started, or I can put it on a folder on my computer. So I'll choose that option there. And again, I'll put it on the desktop and okay there. So I'm putting it on the desktop. I could add a label. So this is saying part 1, part 2. I might change this to section. So it'll be section 1, section 2, and it'll have a sort of an underscore in it as well. So I'll just click OK. And basically it will have extracted or split this document into 2. If I hit the minus, I should be able to find for you. Oh, no, I won't be able to find it to you until I actually split. So I click the split option. This will it has been successfully split into 2 documents. So then I go OK. And if I minimize this, then there is my option there. That is section 1, overview brochure underscore section 1. And this is overview brochure underscore section 2. So it split my overview brochure, which is this one, oh no, that's page 4, my overview brochure into 2 separate PDF files, section 1 and section 2. So I quite like that split option as well. And I'll just bring that back up again. And that allows you to split. Okay. The other thing you can do is you can move or copy pages, and we looked at this using the page navigator, but if you're actually sitting in the organizer tool, you can just drag. So I might drag page 3 after page 4, and I might drag page 5 before page 4. So you just drag the pages and drop them where you want them to be and what makes sense. But the other thing you can do is you can hold the control key and drag a page whenever you want to duplicate it. So this page 4 here, for example, I might want to duplicate it. So I hold the control key and I drag it after page 8. And notice my little icon sitting on top of the pie chart here is sort of got a plus in it. That means we're making a copy. And so I'll let that go, and then I'll let my control key go. So always let your mouse button go before you let the control key go. And so I've literally made a duplicate of page 4 after page 8. So drag a page to move it, control drag a page to duplicate it. And then I'm going to drag the blank page and just put it on the end just to move that. Excellent. Okay. Now, when you want to copy a page between 2 PDF files, I'm going to use the page thumbnails. So I need to first of all open both the PDF files that I want to work with. So I've got this overview brochure here, and I want to open up another file, maybe called summary. So I go File, Open. And if I go and look at my files, there is summary there. So I open summary and I've got 2 files open. And I can see a tab here for overview brochure and a tab here for summary. Now I want to tile these 2 files side by side. To tile them side by side, you can press the key combination Control-Shift-L, but it's just as easy to go to Window. And if you go to Window, you can choose Tile, and you can tile vertically, and that's where I got the Control-Shift-L from. And so when I tile them vertically, they're side by side. Now what I'd like to do is, in this overview brochure, I'd like to show the page navigator. So I'm actually going to press F4, and that will bring up the page navigator. Oh, I need to close the Organise Pages, and there it is there. Then I click on this document and I press F4, and that brings up the page navigator here as well. And now that I'm seeing the page navigator in both documents, I can simply drag page 2 from summary and drop it below page 4 inside of overview brochure. And I've moved a copy of that page from this document to this document. And I might drag, say, page 1 from summary below the last page, so let me scroll down, in overview brochure. So I'll drag page 1 and drop it under, and that blue line is significant, that's where it's going to drop it, and I'll drop it after page 10. So there it is there. So it doesn't move the page from the actual file, it actually duplicates the page and puts it in a new file. I can now close summary, so I'll just hit the X, and I can resize or maximize the overview brochure. And now instead of 8 pages, I've actually got 11 pages. And I'm going to save this document with a different name. So File, Save As, and I'm going to decide where to put it, and I'm going to call it Final Layout. And so it's a PDF file called Final Layout Save, which has got some pages from a different file, and my page has been super organized. So that's mainly about the Organise Pages, but I wanted to bring in the fact that you can open two files, you can go to Window and Tile, and you can tile them vertically side by side, and you can drag pages from one PDF file to another PDF file if you want to.